Chapter 23 Trials by Fire. Sun Wukong and the Fiery Mountains. With a renewed sense of unity and purpose, the group bade farewell to the Bodhisattva and continued their westward journey. They were a sight to behold, a band of brothers bound by fate and the quest for enlightenment. Their path was not an easy one, for the way forward was fraught with perilous demons and obstacles, but they were undeterred, their spirits lifted by the knowledge that they were on a divine mission. As they traveled, they encountered a most peculiar phenomenon. Despite it being autumn, the heat was unbearable, as if they were walking into the very mouth of a furnace. Pig, the gluttonous yet lovable creature, had a theory. He spoke of a land in the west, Sahali, where the sun set with a mighty roar, causing the sea to boil. But Wukong, ever the wise and cunning, dismissed Pig's ramblings as nonsense. They were far from Sahali, and the heat had a different source. Their curiosity piqued, they soon came upon a farmhouse, its every surface painted a vibrant red. It was here that they met an old man, who, upon seeing Wukong, was taken aback by the Monkey King's unusual appearance. But Wukong, ever the diplomat, explained their noble quest, and the old man's fears were allayed. The old man revealed the source of their discomfort, the Fiery Mountains, a range that was said to be over 250 miles of unending flame, a natural barrier to their westward journey. The mountains were so named because they were eternally ablaze, a fact that seemed to defy the changing seasons. The old man explained that the only way to cross was through the use of a magical plantain fan, owned by none other than the Iron Fan Immortal, a being of great power and mystery. Wukong, ever the resourceful one, set off to borrow the fan. He arrived at Mount Turquoise Cloud, the abode of the Iron Fan Immortal, also known as Princess Iron Fan or Rakshasi. But his mission was not to be an easy one. Rakshasi was the mother of the Red Boy, a child Wukong had once subdued. The memory of this encounter was a bitter one for Rakshasi, and she was not inclined to help Wukong. Despite Wukong's pleas and his attempts to reason with her, Rakshasi was unmoved. She was a fierce warrior, clad in armor and wielding twin swords, and she engaged Wukong in a fierce battle. The clash was a spectacle, a display of power and skill, but ultimately, Wukong was no match for Rakshasi's magical fan. With a single wave, she sent him flying through the air, far away from the Fiery Mountains. Wukong found himself on Little Mount Sumeru, a place he had visited once before. There, he met the Bodhisattva Lingji, who provided him with a wind-fixing pill, a magical item that would protect him from the fan's power. Armed with this new tool, Wukong returned to Rakshasi, only to find that she was prepared to fight again. But this time, Wukong was ready. The fan's power was no match for the wind-fixing pill, and Wukong, with a clever bit of trickery, managed to get the upper hand. He transformed into a tiny insect and infiltrated Rakshasi's cave, eventually making his way inside her by way of a cup of tea. Once inside, he caused quite a commotion, and Rakshasi, in her distress, agreed to lend him the fan. Wukong emerged victorious, the plantain fan in hand, and returned to his master and fellow disciples. With the fan in their possession, the group set off to cross the Fiery Mountains. Wukong used the fan to extinguish the flames, but to their horror, the fire only grew more intense. It was then that they realized the fan was a fake, a ruse by Rakshasi to thwart their efforts. The fire that engulfs the mountains is no ordinary blaze. It's a formidable obstacle that stands in the way of their holy mission. The source of this inferno is a tale in itself, a tale that intertwines with the Monkey King's own past misadventures in heaven. You see, 500 years ago, Sun Wukong caused a great ruckus in the celestial realm, only to be captured by the mighty Erlang and brought before Lord Laozi. In the 8 trigrams furnace, Sun Wukong was to be refined, But when the furnace was opened, the mischievous primate kicked it over, sending fiery bricks tumbling to earth, forming the very mountains that now block their path. Desperate to find a way across, Sun Wukong and his companions, including the devout and ever-faithful Sanzang, the gluttonous and bumbling Zhubeiji, and the patient Friar Sand, encounter an old man. This is no ordinary elder, but the local god of the fiery mountains, a deity who has been cast down from his celestial duties to watch over the fiery realm. He is a peculiar sight, his cloak billowing like smoke in the wind, his hat a crescent moon, and a dragon-headed staff in hand. With him is a demon, an odd creature with the beak of an eagle and the cheeks of a fish, carrying a bowl of vegetarian offerings. The local god offers the travelers a meal, but Sun Wukong is more interested in a solution to the fiery barrier. The god reveals that the only way to extinguish the flames is to borrow a plantain fan, a magical item held by none other than Raksasi, the wife of the formidable bull demon king. The Monkey King, ever the quick-witted and resourceful hero, sets off to find this fan, only to be met with resistance from Raksasi, who is still bitter over the destruction of her son by Sun Wukong's hand. Undeterred, Sun Wukong approaches the strong-arm king, the bull demon king himself, who has abandoned Raksasi for the company of Princess Jade, a fox spirit with vast wealth and a desire for power. The bull demon king, a mighty figure with a wrought iron helmet and golden armor, is a force to be reckoned with. He and Sun Wukong engage in a fierce battle, their weapons clashing in a spectacle that shakes the heavens and splits the earth. As the fight rages on, a messenger arrives, inviting the bull demon king to a feast. The king, seeing an opportunity to regroup, leaves Sun Wukong and heads to the Green Wave Pool at Ragged Rock Mountain. Curious and relentless, Sun Wukong follows, transforming into a crab to infiltrate the underwater banquet. In this majestic underwater palace, the bull demon king enjoys the company of lesser dragon spirits and feasts on delicacies fit for celestial beings. But Sun Wukong's cunning does not cease. He steals the bull demon king's golden-eyed beast and transforms into the demon king's likeness, riding the beast back to the plantain cave. There, he deceives Raksasi once more, this time pretending to be her husband returned from the feast. He plays on her emotions, feigning anger at the mention of Sun Wukong and coaxing her into revealing the true location of the plantain fan. Raksasi, in her cups and swept up in the ruse, hands over the fan and even teaches the Monkey King the incantation needed to wield its power. With the fan in hand, Sun Wukong reveals his true identity, much to Raksasi's shock and dismay. He escapes with the fan, leaving behind a trail of chaos and a vengeful Raksasi. The bull demon king, upon discovering the theft and deception, sets off in pursuit of Sun Wukong, determined to reclaim the fan and exact his revenge. With the return of the mighty bull demon king to his abode, the serving girls, upon his arrival, bowed in reverence, but it was not a warm welcome that awaited him. Raksasi, his wife, was seething with anger. She had been duped by the cunning monkey, who had transformed into the bull demon king's likeness to steal the golden-eyed beast and trick her into handing over the precious plantain fan. The bull demon king, enraged by the news, demanded to know the whereabouts of the mischievous monkey. Raksasi, still fuming, revealed that the monkey had already made his escape, leaving her in a fit of rage. The bull demon king, determined to right the wrong, promised to capture the monkey, retrieve the treasure, and bring her some measure of satisfaction. With weapons in hand, the bull demon king set off in pursuit, his heart set on the fiery mountains where he believed the monkey to be. Little did he know that the monkey, having acquired the plantain fan, was already planning his next move. As the bull demon king's story unfolded, the great sage equaling heaven, or the monkey, was on his way back to his master, the Tang priest, with the plantain fan in tow. He was unaware that the Bull Demon King was hot on his trail, seeking revenge for the deception and theft. The Bull Demon King, with his 72 transformations and martial prowess, was a force to be reckoned with. He decided to use his abilities to deceive the monkey once more. Transforming into the likeness of Zhubeiji, or Pig, he met the monkey face to face, pretending to be his ally. The monkey, unsuspecting and overconfident, welcomed the impostor with open arms. The Bull Demon King, in Pig's form, requested to hold the fan, and the monkey, seeing no reason to refuse, handed it over without a second thought. As soon as the fan was in his possession, the Bull Demon King revealed his true identity and shrank the fan to the size of an apricot leaf, much to the monkey's dismay. The monkey, realizing his grave mistake, was filled with regret and anger. A fierce battle ensued between the two, their powers clashing in a spectacle that shook the heavens and earth. The monkey, with his iron cudgel, and the Bull Demon King, with his swords, fought with all their might. The clash was so intense that even the gods and ghosts hid from the chaos they created. The fight raged on, with neither showing any signs of tiring. The monkey, however, had an unexpected ally in the form of Zhubeiji, who had been sent by the Tang priest to assist him. Pig, upon learning of the deception, joined the fight against the Bull Demon King, his rake swinging with fury. The three of them, locked in a deadly dance of combat, were a sight to behold. The Bull Demon King, despite his exhaustion, held his own against the relentless assault of the monkey and pig. But the tide of the battle was about to turn. The local god of the fiery mountains, who had been observing the fight, intervened, blocking the Bull Demon King's path with a force of spirit soldiers. The god warned the Bull Demon King of the consequences of his actions and urged him to lend the plantain fan to the Tang priest to ensure a safe passage across the fiery mountains. The Bull Demon King, however, was filled with resentment towards the monkey and refused to cooperate. He vowed never to lend his treasure to the one who had caused him so much trouble. As the battle continued, the Bull Demon King found himself increasingly cornered. The monkey and pig were relentless in their assault, and the spirit soldiers were closing in. The Bull Demon King, realizing the futility of his situation, made a desperate attempt to escape. He transformed into a swan and took to the skies, hoping to evade his pursuers. But the monkey, ever resourceful, transformed into a vulture and pursued the Bull Demon King through the air, their battle continuing in a dizzying display of magic and might. The chase continued, with the Bull Demon King transforming into various creatures in an attempt to escape, only for the monkey to match him step for step. The Bull Demon King, in his desperation, reverted to his true form, a massive white bull. While the monkey grew to a colossal size, their titanic forms clashing in a battle that shook the very foundations of the world. The gods, witnessing the struggle, descended to lend their aid to the monkey. The Bull Demon King, now surrounded and outnumbered, was forced to retreat back to the plantain cave. But the monkey and his allies were not far behind. With the help of the local god and his spirit soldiers, the monkey and pig stormed the plantain cave, defeating the demons within and setting the place ablaze. The Bull Demon King, realizing the end was near, sought refuge within the cave, but the gods had him surrounded. In a final act of desperation, the Bull Demon King pleaded for mercy, offering to convert to the Buddhist faith. Neza, the prince, with his divine powers, captured the Bull Demon King and led him away to face the consequences of his actions. The monkey, with the plantain fan in his possession, approached the fiery mountains and, with a mighty wave, extinguished the flames. The heat that had once been a barrier was now replaced by a cool breeze and gentle rain, a testament to the power of the fan and the monkey's determination. The Tang priest, relieved and grateful, thanked the gods and the monkey for their success. The bull demon king and Rakshasi, now humbled, were given a chance to reform and cultivate themselves. And so, the journey continued, the monkey, pig, and Friar Sand escorting the Tang priest safely across the fiery mountains, their path now clear, their hearts filled with the lessons learned and the adventures that lay ahead. If you want to know what happened afterwards, listen to the explanation in the next installment.